Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to say thank you for coming to my presentation video. An honor to meet you here in my presentation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Indira Putri and I'm undergraduate bachelor student of Economic Education batch 2019 from State University of Jakarta. In this opportunity, I would like to presentations about my thesis research with the title The Influence of Attractiveness, Amenities, and Accessibilities to Visitors at CISAAT Tourism Village. First of all, let's thank you to our God. With his guidance, I have finished my thesis research. I would also thank you to my advisor lecturer who always give me an advice during this thesis research. Thank you to Prof. Dr. Sri Indah Nikensari and Mr. Aditya Pratama. Let's we start to the presentation of the thesis research. First is about the background. The background of this research is, according to the United Nations World Tourism Organizations or UNWTO, tourism is one of the most important sectors in the development of a region. Tourism as important sector for the economy because tourism has an impact on the growth and development to the country. Based on the data from the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, it is known that the tourism in Indonesia, the tourism sector in 2019 made a direct contribution to the gross domestic product or GDP about 5.5%. It can see on the graphic that in 2019 is the most of contribution of tourism sector to the GDP, and this tourism effect to GDP is decreased drastically in 2020 because of pandemic of COVID-19. It's decreased about 64% than the previous years. This decrease resulted in a decreased state revenue of the tourism is about 20.7 billion in rupiah. And then the government or the Ministry of Tourism and Economic Creative is have an effort to develop back again to development about tourism sector, and then the ministry have an idea about the concept to develop tourism village. In 2021, Kemenparekraf or the Ministry of Economic, Creative and Tourism in Indonesia, called program also known as Jawara Wisata, has a vision to increase tourism potential in West Java province, especially for Subang district. Because Subang district is a sector in West Java that has a good environment and beautiful of social cultural life in the province. So with its idea, the Ministry of Economy, Creative and Tourism is built the village of tourism and also known as Desa CISAAT as one of the most village potential to create and to build as the potential village in West Java. By its background, we can conclude about the problem of the formulation. The first is knowing the effect of attractions on visitor satisfaction in the CISAAT tourism village, and then knowing the effect of facilities and visitor satisfaction in the CISAAT tourism village, and third, to knowing the effect of accessibility on visitor satisfactions in CISAAT tourism village. And then this research will find out the positive influence of the variable X that is include attractiveness, amenities or facilities, and accessibilities on the variable of Y, namely as visitor satisfactions in CISAAT tourism village. By its background, we can conclude about the problem of the formulation. The first is knowing the effect of attractions on visitor satisfaction in the CISAAT tourism village, and then knowing the effect of facilities and visitor satisfaction in the CISAAT tourism village, and third, to knowing the effect of accessibility on visitor satisfactions in CISAAT tourism village. And then this research will find out the positive influence of the variable X, that is include attractiveness, amenities or facilities, and accessibilities on the variable of Y, namely as visitor satisfactions in CISAAT tourism village. Next is about the research and populations of the sample of this study. The first is about the populations. This study or this research population is using accessibility population because it based on the cooperation's agreement between UNJ and the assist of village of CISAAT. And then the populations that could be reached by the researcher were UNJ students who had visit the CISAAT tourism village, and the total populations of the research or the respondent must be reached on this study is determined by using the Lemeshow formula. And then next about the sample. The sample of this research is using non-probability sampling and using the type of purposive sampling with the characteristic of the respondent are Jakarta State University students aged above 17 years old, and then have been visit CISAAT tourism village. And then the number of the respondent must be reached in this research with the Lemeshow formula is about 96.4, or we can increase until the 100 respondents to this study or to this research. The next is about research methods of this study. First is about data analysis technique. First is using validity test, reliability test, and classic assumption tests with a normality, multicollinearity, and heteroscedasticity test. And then next is about regressions and hypothesis test. The regression test is using multiple linear regression test, and then hypothesis test using t-test, f-test, and coefficient of determination test. Okay, next is about the profile of the respondent. First is about the gender, but before it, I would like to clarify that the respondents of this research is about 121, and it passed of 100. So this research is can be start to know the results. So first the gender. About the girl, the first question is about 91 of girl fill this questionnaire, and about the main is about 30 main, or the percentage about 24 of 80% to join and to fill this research. And the next about the age, all of the respondents, all of the sample of this research is above 17 years old. So 100% of the respondents are available adult, and can be the respondents and can be identified and clarified as the best respondent to this research. Okay, next is still about profile descriptions of the respondents. It must be UNJ students, and all of the respondents, 121 respondents, are from students of UNJ atau State University of Jakarta, and it's 100% students from UNJ, and also 100% or 121 respondents have visit CISAAT tourism village. And then about the amount of faculty of each faculty, like faculty of art and language is about 2 frequency with 1.65%, and then economic faculty, social faculty, math and science faculty and technical faculty with each frequency. Okay, next is about the result of validity test and reliability test. Validity tests by the questionnaire that have been filled by 121 respondents. The data is declared if valid if the error count is greater than R table at a significance level of 5% or 0.05, and based on the results of calculating the data in the study, all questions items have been results are count greater than R table, so that they are declared valid and can be used as a research measurement tool. And then on the reliability test, on the table, we can see that all of the variable alpha current batch is more than alpha value, greater than alpha value of 0.6. So it can be concluded that the statement items on each variable are stated to be reliable as a measuring tool. Okay, and then next is about the result of classic assumption test. First is about a normality test. On the PowerPoint, we can see based on the result of the normality test, and it is known of Kolmogorov Smirnov values is 0.2 with a significance level value of 5%. So it is known that the data of this research are normally distributed. And then with multicollinearity test, we can see based on the results of the multicollinearity test of each independent variable, it is known that the independent variables in this study did not contain symptoms multicollinearity because the VIF value of each variable was less than 10, and then about the tolerance value of each variable is more than 0.1. So this is declared and will be said that the variables independent of this study did not contain symptoms of multicollinearity test. Okay, next is about heteroscedasticity test. Based on the results of the heteroscedasticity test using natural log values of dependent variable, it is known that the significance level value in the study is greater than 5% of significance level. The attractiveness variable and then facilities or amenities and the accessibilities are more than 5% or 0.05. So it can be said and declared that the variables in this study have passed the heteroscedasticity test. Next is about multiple linear regression test result. On the table, we can see that the constant level value is minus 1.179. This means that when the variable tourist attractions, facilities or amenities and accessibilities are 0, when the value of tourist satisfaction is minus 1.179, so it can be concluded that without the facilities, accessibilities and attractiveness variables, visitor satisfactions will be minus 1.179 units. Next is about a t-test result. Based on the table, we know that all of the variable of attractiveness, amenities and accessibilities result, t-test is more than or greater than t-table. So variable attractive, amenities and accessibilities have a significant and positive effect on tourist satisfaction. And next is about f-test. The result of f-test, we know, based on the analysis, it can be concluded that variable attractiveness, facilities, and accessibilities have a positive and significant stimulus effect on visitor satisfaction because f result is greater than f-table. And then next is about coefficient determination test. In this result is using ATTRACTIVENESS because there are more than 2 independent variables of this study. So the result is about 0.806. From the results, it can be concluded that the visitor satisfaction variable can be explained by the attractive facilities and accessibility variable, which are equal to 80.6%. And then next is about conclusions of the results of these presentations. We can claim and we can declare that hypothesis in the first beginning about H1, H2, and H3, which variable independent of attractiveness, facilities or amenities, and accessibilities have an effect to visitor satisfaction in the CISAAT tourism village. That is about my presentations. Hopefully that what I delivered today can be effect on the tourism development on the next era, on the next year. So thank you for watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.